Alright, so I'm playing a fish right now. Oh, that's solid. Hello everyone and welcome to Red River Wilds. Today I am going to probably embarrass myself more than I've ever done before. Just saying a lot. And attempt to fly fish off a kayak. I know I've embarrassed myself a lot. But I got a little dry fly here. Trying to get out enough line to do a good roll cast. I'm gonna loosen that drag up just a little bit. Good enough. Looks like we got a pretty decent drift, but with all these fish that have been taking top water at sunset, there we go. It's also been over a year since I fly fished at all, so. It's not an excuse for my poor technique. I'm just using it as an excuse for my poor technique. And when I say that, it's been over a year since I've fly fished at all. It's been over a decade since I've fly fished seriously, so. Some just took top water over there. Good enough. In the water is better than out of the water. And where is my fly? Try that off and see if I even still have a fly. Anyways, point being, I'm not good at fly fishing. There was a time when I was. And that time was a decade ago. When I was a heavy trout angler, and I don't really want to be fly fishing with marks like that. This is a 5-weight. And I have a medium light spinning rod with me, so I think I'll make the switch and then switch back to this once we start having heavy breaking at the surface. Alright, so we're going to play with vertical a little bit. Vertical jigging's fun. I'm getting a lot of marks. And rattle baits tend to be really effective here, so. Effectively what I'm doing is just killing a little bit of time until I start seeing stuff break on top. Because I don't exactly trust my 5-weight to handle large fish here in the lake, which, given my history, is probably going to be a pike. Which I know I can get on a medium light, but I also only have 4-pound mono tippet. And I've had small pike grab flies before, so. And no doubt I could probably get something in playing it enough, but you know, I'm about playing the fish just enough to calm them down by the time they get up to you, but not so much that they can't swim off. Okay, well, I decided to jig shallower because I got some marks on a, on my way back from my, oh Jesus, that was a walleye. Well, I am jigging in 7.5 feet of water. Why is my line not feeding out? Oh, it's wrapped around the eye of my rod. Lovely, okay, well, that was a walleye. It honestly wouldn't surprise me if it took, again, it wasn't a huge walleye, but a walleye's a walleye. So they are holding pretty shallow right now, though. Man, I dropped it and before I even had the camera on. I had a fish on. Okay, it's pushed me to the current's pushed me to 6.3 feet in the current. So I'm gonna move out just a little bit. That's really shallow. I expected a perch. And then I felt that fight and was like, oh, it's a pike, just for the depth. But it was a walleye. And it's surprising I wasn't exactly quiet with my paddles, so. But hooking up to something is better than a stick in the ass. Well, at least for me, I can't say on the fish's part. They kind of got stuck in the mouth. Got just a bit of wind out here today. But for whatever reason lately, vertically jigging, even when I don't have marks, has been the ticket to at least getting stuff to hit. Oh, there's a hookup. And there's a nice looking walleye. Hey bud, chill out. Not a giant, but pretty nice looking all the same. Let's see. Wow. I love when they hook themselves not deep, but just deep enough that you need a little leverage to get it out, because it's not in his mouth or in his throat. It's actually on the outside of his lips, but it's deep. Like, he's got the 2 tines of the treble in his lip. You see there? See how big you are and get you back in the water, bud. He's got that nice Lake Winnipeg coloration. I'll get that in the camera here. He is 45 centimeters, or 17.5 inches. He's got that classic green back, although this guy's got a bit of gold flecking. Beautiful white tip to his tail. Get him swimming again. Oh, he went off just fine. So he swam off just fine. Classic me. So I'm gonna go fly fishing for perch, end up vertical jigging for walleye, but whatever. Whatever gets you a tight line. I will switch to fly when I start seeing stuff break top or break the water, so no worries there. Problem is I don't really want to fish streamers through here, although I'll tie one on as a dropper if I have to put a streamer on. But walleye are such pretty fish. How do I say no to the chance to get some walleyes? Especially the greenbacks here, they're gorgeous. I mean, I say no by intentionally going up not set for them. Alright, so I'm playing a fish right now. Oh, that's solid. That's a drum. That's a drum. Alright, that was fun. I've never got one on a kayak. Which also makes me think a lot of what I've seen jumping is not perch, but drum. What the heck? All right, we'll deal with that after we release the fish. But look at that. Look at those colors on that fish. See what I mean? That sort of iridescent sheen. Wow, that was fun. Let her go. Yep, she swam off just fine. That's what I mean, that iridescent sheen almost. People consider them a trash fish. Wow. That was definitely an extremely fun fight. And I don't regret that for a second. That makes me think what I've seen jumping out here is not perch though, and that there might be better places for me to actually fly fish for perch. In some of the shallow waters, areas that I fish where I can actually see what I'm fishing for. Oh, fish on. And it's a micro sauger. Man, I am not complaining. Get that hook out of your bud. Look at that little cute little guy. Record smallest of the year. I'm on fire now. First kayak drum, first micro sauger of the year. A decent walleye. Definitely wouldn't have called that a trophy, but fun. The drum was really fun. I mean, that was a really fun fight. They are a hard fighting fish, and that's actually the reason I target them specifically a lot, is they put up an intense fight. But it also makes me really question fly fishing out here this time of year when visibility is literally a couple of inches, that would have broken my fly rod, without a doubt. Like usual, so I've already made up my mind. I'm not going to fly fish just because I have a feeling I'm going to end up just hooking into a drum. Yeah, by the way, these duo lock snaps are literally lifesavers. I am going to throw on a topwater popper and knock myself out. I finally brought one with me. And have a feeling that that will create enough noise and put on enough of a show that maybe I'll get a nice violent topwater strike. From something, whatever, I don't really care what bites. And I have no doubt, if there's perch in the area, they'll bite it. If there's walleye in the area, they'll probably bite it. Oh, stabbed myself. But let's have some fun. Might seem weird that that I'm doing topwater out here, but we've got stuff breaking water, but I don't know what it is. I've seen a lot of shiners breaking water. I would assume there's probably a few pike breaking water, but maybe we'll get a nice violent topwater strike. Play with a popper for a few casts. maybe we'll get a really nice violent topwater strike from something. We know the drum are biting, so they're known to give some incredibly violent bites to whatever you can throw at them. And if that doesn't work, well, we'll go back to vertical because I'm getting plenty of mid-water column marks. I'm feeling a bit more likely if I go to slightly shallower water instead of, being up here in almost 18 feet. Well, I think it's about time to call it a day, or an evening, I guess. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next time. Small stuff actually taking some insects off top of the water, so you guys are gonna get me or get some fly fishing from me today after all. Probably won't be very impressive. I guarantee it won't be very impressive, but yep, I'm definitely out of practice. Oh, I had a taker. Just minnows. Maybe I can catch a shiner. That'd be cool.